Welcome to our channel, where we talk all things true crime. This video is for educational purposes based on public knowledge. We do give our opinions at the end, but please do your own research. We mean no disrespect for any mispronunciation of names or places. Let's get started. On a cold January night in Hobbs, New Mexico in 2022, two men and a woman decided to go dumpster diving when they came across a shocking discovery in a dumpster they were digging through. At first, they thought they heard a kitten crying. After clearing away multiple bags of trash, they found the bag that the noise was coming from and pulled it out. Upon opening the trash bag, they discovered a newborn baby boy with his umbilical cord still attached, wrapped in a wet towel soaked with blood. They immediately called 911.
Hello, 911?
Yes, we just found the baby in the trash behind what is damn, can't think straight. Fuck. The Hobbs, what is it called? Fuck. Hey, seriously, where are we at? The mall. Hobbs, Broadway. Behind. We're behind Hobbs Mall.
Okay, I'm showing you 1218 North.
Baby, we had just found an infant child.
Is it
In
breathing?
the goddamn trash. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
In the middle of the mall, behind the mall, the Hobbs buffet.
Okay. Is it closed?
Close and you.
Does the baby have any clothes on?
Yes, it is making noise.
Okay. Do you have a blanket?
It is a boy. And he is still alive, I believe. He looks pretty good.
Okay. Do you have a blanket or something you can wrap him in?
How?
Do you have a blanket or something you can wrap him in?
Yes, ma'am. He was in a blanket.
Okay. Can I have your name?
Huh?
Can I have your name, please?
He looks like he's in good health. Ask him.
Okay. Can I have your name?
He still got his umbilical cord, she said.
While waiting for the police to arrive, the woman wrapped the baby in her jacket, trying to keep him warm. The baby boy was weak and showing signs of hypothermia. He was taken by ambulance to the Covenant Health Hospital. Who would have discarded this sweet angel like a piece of trash, just left out in the cold in a plastic bag to separate? Police worked fast to track down the monster that cold-heartedly committed this crime. Surveillance cameras outside the area captured the entire event. While police went through the video footage, they saw a white car pull up to the dumpster, a female get out of the driver's side, open the back driver's side door, pull out a black trash bag, and toss it into the dumpster. It's shocking how the bag was tossed into the dumpster, overhanded with force to ensure it made it up and over the side. The female then gets into the car and drives off. For the next 5 hours, police watched in horror as trash was being thrown away on top of this poor innocent baby boy until he was rescued. Thanks to the clear video surveillance, officers were able to see the tag on the car and traced it back to 18-year-old Alexis Avila. The police went to her home and her parents answered the door. Alexis's parents confirmed that the white car was Alexis's and she was inside sleeping. The mother said Alexis had been sick for the last week and hadn't been going to work or school. Alexis's car was seized and brought to the Hobbs Police Department, while her mother drove her to the police station for questioning. The interrogation is anything less than mind-blowing. Alexis, who was 18 at the time of the incident, reportedly gave birth to her son in the bathroom at home while no one else was home. Alexis initially said she did not know she was pregnant until she went to the doctor for stomach pain on January 6th, and then would give birth on January 7th. Alexis stated, "It just came out. I was in a panic. I didn't know what to do. I was so scared. I just turned 18. I cleaned myself up and I just left it there. Wrapped it in a towel. I knew it was coming, but not today. I had the trash bag in the car. I put it in the bag. I drove around. I tossed it. I panicked. There's a baby in front of me and I was in a panic. I just turned 18. Alexis said she drove around with the baby in the bag, trying to decide what to do. After abandoning her son in the dumpster, Alexis said she drove home, didn't tell anyone that she had just given birth. Later in the interrogation, Alexis was notified that her baby boy had survived.
Alexis let out a huge sigh of relief, but you can't help but to wonder if the relief was that her baby was alive, or for herself that she wouldn't be charged with murder. Alexis then told the police she wanted to get her son back since he was still alive.
Alexis was released soon after being taken into custody. At the time the warrant was signed by the judge had signed a $10,000 unsecured bond appearance. At that point, she was released about an hour later, as she wasn't deemed a flight risk. Luckily, the baby boy would survive this horrible ordeal. The baby's father would be notified, and he was appalled by Alexis's actions. So who was the father to Alexis's baby? He was a teen named Stephen Astorga. Stephen and Alexis had dated, but had broke up the August before. Stephen would say that Alexis had told him she was pregnant, but that she had had an abortion. Stephen and his family now have the baby and have named him Saul.
Alexis's jury trial began on April 10th, 2023. Her attorney would argue that while Alexis's actions were wrong, they were the results of her bipolar disorder, and that she was disassociated and detached from her feelings. The attorney told the judge Alexis did not pose a threat to the public, has made progress with her therapy, and she does not take lightly what she did to her child.
At trial, a forensic psychologist doctor would say she evaluated Alexis and later diagnosed her with bipolar disorder. The doctor said Alexis's mood swings were associated with the disorder, and they were amplified by the surge of hormones during her pregnancy. She alleged Alexis did not have control of the rational part of her brain and may have been in denial about her pregnancy as a defense mechanism.
Alexis would take the stand and answer the majority of the questions with, "I don't remember." She claimed she blacked out after she gave birth and remembered nothing until she left the police department after being questioned. She also reiterated that she did not know she was pregnant until the day before the birth, though she admitted to take a pregnancy test well before as a part of a TikTok trend. She then claimed she ignored the test results. At the close of her testimony, she said if she could go back and do things differently, she would.
Luckily, Alexis was found guilty of child abuse resulting in great bodily harm. On May 1st, 2023, the teen was sentenced by Judge Shoebridge. Shoebridge said, "I sentence you to 18 years, followed by 2 years parole. I am going to suspend 2 years, and you will do 16 years in the Department of Corrections."
Stephen, the baby's father, made a statement on his son's behalf saying, "My son, my healthy, my loving, and handsome baby boy, he is never going to forget the things you did, but for that I can say that my son will be somebody one day. No matter how much he has already been through, he will be somebody."
So what do we think?
This story is just absolutely heartbreaking. I couldn't imagine being that person finding a newborn baby in the trash, and it was cold.
Oh, it was so cold. Like, it was January, and I'm pretty sure it gets, like, way colder in the evenings because it's, like, desert type area. And, you know, if it wasn't for those 3 people,
he would have died.
He would have been hauled off to, you know, a dump site. Those 3 people, I believe that the father of the baby, Stephen, at one point, like, referenced them as being angels.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't for them, his baby wouldn't be here.
No, it's so sad.
And so grateful that those 3 people found him and that they kept looking, you know what I mean? Because they just thought it was a kitten. And
but still.
And I mean, I would hope that any, like,
human
with, you know, a heart of any kind would try to rescue it and save it, which is luckily what they did.
Yes.
I think her interrogation is just, like we said, mind-blowing. Just listening to her, you know, I couldn't help but notice, like, she kept repeating certain phrases over and over again, almost like they were coerced or like she had rehearsed them, and she just had this weird smile on her face, like, you know, I just turned 18 less than a month ago. It doesn't matter. Like,
you would still be tried as an adult.
Yes.
Doesn't make you a child. And we've known people that have had children 18 and younger, and they do not act that way. I don't know anybody that would act that way. I mean, I know it's psychological and all this stuff can go into it, but I literally could not imagine giving birth and then just being like, oh, put it in a trash bag.
Well, yeah, and like the whole time, especially during the beginning of the interrogation, she just kept saying, I didn't know I was pregnant. I was in a panic. Well, you know, she did those pregnancy tests, the TikTok trend. like that was way earlier in the year.
Oh, it was. It
And
was
then-
like spring of the previous year, wasn't it?
Yeah,
or
so
something?
she would have been like pretty freshly pregnant.
Mhm.
I want to say like March or something. I'm
Yeah.
not 100% sure, but yeah, it was springtime. And I believe she took 2 tests. One was positive and one was negative. So I guess she just went with the negative result, or she just ignored it. But Steven said that she told him in August that she was pregnant. But
And
that
then she got an abortion.
that she had had an abortion. So I believe later on in the interrogation, she does admit, like, she references August,
Yeah.
acting like she might have known then.
I
But
knew it
it's-
was coming, but not today. But I mean,
But if you thought you were pregnant all the way back in the spring or even August, I mean, from August to the beginning of January, that's several months alone,
yes.
you know?
I can't imagine a person like doing that.
No sane person.
No.
Although a lot of people live with bipolar disorder, if that's what she actually had, and they don't behave like this. So
No.
I feel like there has to be something else going on, or she's just cold-hearted and she thought it would ruin her life because she was so young. Because she was still a senior in high
And
school.
she broke up with her boyfriend too,
Yeah.
right? They
Yeah.
broke up. So she didn't have that relationship
No.
and didn't want it to be
A hindrance on her future. I don't know.
oh gosh, I just feel terrible. Something that baffles me is her saying that she wanted the baby back.
Yeah, like she...
Oh, it's still alive? I'll take it back. Really? Who's going to give you back a baby that you just tried to kill?
No. Oh my god. You know, I'm glad that she got the punishment that she did and that it was 18 years. I know 2 years were suspended, I think, because of the length of the time that she was in and out of jail and trial, whatever. But I don't, like, to me, she should have got attempted murder.
Yes.
Because
I mean, he was
What?
obviously capable of surviving outside the womb.
he was.
So, I mean, obviously,
What-
that would have been straight up murder.
Yeah. Luckily, again, those good
People found
Samaritans
him,
found him. Otherwise, it would be a completely different story.
It would be.
So-
and that poor kid, he thought, you know, she'd had an abortion, and then come to find out, oh wait, no, she had the baby. Oh wait, she tried to kill the baby.
Well, yeah, and I believe that there is, they actually were fighting. They were fighting, and Alexis had called, I think it was Alexis's mom, so I guess the teens were at some, like, teen nightclub, because she
Yeah.
would have only been 17, because I believe her birthday's, like, the beginning or middle of December, so
Oh yeah.
back in August, she would have still been 17, and I believe the boy was 16, maybe just 17 right then.
Yeah.
But they were at, like, a teen nightclub, and I guess Alexis got home and was upset, and so her mom calls 911 saying, you know, my daughter said her boyfriend's hitting her or hit her and all this other stuff, and the mom's talking on the phone, and then you hear all this commotion, and someone's, like, Alexis is yelling, get off me, and, you know, the dispatcher's like, who is that? Like, who's saying, get off me? And she's like, my daughter's going crazy. Her brother's trying to make her stop. Like, so Alexis
Yeah.
is trying to get at Steven, or who, like, I believe it was Steven, but she's trying to fight someone, and her brother's trying to keep her from, like, attacking someone. And this was in August, and I'm assuming it's the same time that the breakup went down.
And she was probably visibly pregnant.
Yeah, and her mother said that, like, she noted, like, she just thought she was gaining weight, but, like, didn't think anything, and it's like,
What?
but I don't know if she had, like, a clear, like, you know, there's the
Okay.
typical pregnancy.
Okay,
It's
so
shape.
either way, whether I don't understand, like, the whole I was in a panic. I don't understand, like, you're in a state where you can drop them off at the hospital.
I was gonna say, we had talked about this before. They have, like, the most, like, they're the state that they were in was, like, they have some of the most relaxed laws on abortion to
Yeah.
where you can get them further along. And not that we're advocating for that whatsoever, but if she felt like she couldn't have this baby,
Mm-hmm.
and she knew for so long, you know what I mean? Like, there were things she could have done well before this happened. And like you said, it's a safe drop site, like
Yeah.
safe drop.
I mean,
right?
because she's driving around with the baby in the back of the car. I'm sure it's screaming. Like, I don't understand why you would throw it in the garbage.
Oh, and they also said, like, not only, like, so I guess she put the baby in a bag in the house, like trash, like, and then she had a black trash bag in her car. So she carries this bag out of her house, puts it in that black bag, but she also threw away a bunch of trash with it.
Like he
put-
was trash.
Put trash in the bag with him. And I believe, like, her inhaler was in there too. I'll try to find the pictures of it. but there's like a picture of everything that was put in the bag with him. And then I just remember like the first time seeing her toss that bag, like, I mean,
It was forceful.
I started crying. Yeah, it was just like, swing it up, like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
literally, like, oh gosh, it wasn't gentle, nothing. It wasn't like just set it on top, walk away.
No.
It was like chunk it over and hope it sinks to the bottom.
Yeah. I mean, I cried so much when I seen that. Like,
I don't understand how anybody could do that. Even if it wasn't even your child, I don't know how anybody could do that, let alone yours.
Yeah, no, not at all. I'm sure a lot of you have already heard of this case. She was sentenced this year, but what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing and turn on notifications for future videos. Until next time, stay safe.